Hey y'all, come in, come in, come in. What is today? Today's Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hi Bejo. Hi Arsene. Hey girl. Hey boo. How are you, pretty girl? I miss you. How you doing, girl? That's my boo. I miss you, girl. We gotta reconnect. I need to get one of your hats. Love you. Love you, Josie. Oh, come on. Let me see. Big Veg is about to come in the room, y'all. I'm so excited. Thanks to everybody who is here. Let's see. Hey, Veg, send me another request. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to get things popping. I don't know why IG just hates on me so bad, but happy Thursday, you guys. Hey, Veg.
What up, 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 people? What up, people? We here, baby.
On? How you doing? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you. How are you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
We woke up this morning. No
that right.
No
right.
Omicron.
You know what I'm saying? We saw another day, you know what I mean? So God bless us with another day.
Absolutely.
That's the ultimate blessing. You know, you can hear me? You can hear me good?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, here we good. All right, cool.
Okay, well, thank you for joining. You know, I had to invite you for this King's discussion because you're one of the closest Kings that I have in my life. You not only helped me with my career, but this isn't about me.
No doubt.
Before I even give you your formal introduction, everybody, me and Veg actually met through networking. You know, the power of networking is very important. You know what I'm saying? No matter what aspect of your life. But when I first moved to Virginia and I was trying to get out there musically, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm lost, brand new girl in Virginia. And I think, I forget who it was.
What's her name? Shorty that did the magazine. Angela?
Shout out to Angie. Yeah. Actually, I talked to her, I think last year. But shout out to her. And she patched us together, and she knew that you and I would be able to connect somehow musically. But what I didn't know is that you would actually be a lifelong friend of mine. And I hold you very near and dear. You've never given me bad advice or anything like that. Hold on one second. I think Kareem is trying to come in the chat.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know,
shout out to everybody on the chat and all that. What up, what up?
Yeah, happy Thursday again. But what's up, Kareem?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Can y'all hear me?
Thank you for coming.
What's up, Veg?
Peace, King. What's shaking with you, my brother?
Absolutely. Everything good, man. All is good. How you doing, Butterfly?
I'm wonderful. This is our first time ever FaceTiming, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure.
Yes, I was just introducing Veg and letting everybody know how we met and everything like that, and just kind of reminiscing on the past and the power of networking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, my man Kareem got the bass voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Veg is crazy.
He is crazy.
No, I mean, that bass.
He is a mess. I love it.
You gotta love it. You love the energy. You gotta love the energy.
You know what I mean? That's what it's about, man. We here, baby.
Yeah,
it's the
man.
King's edition. It's the King.
It's that positive energy. That positive energy, definitely.
Absolutely. And the thing the thing that connects us all is actually music. You know, the same way that I met Veg is the same way that I met you, through networking, the power of networking, social media, and I always talk about how how music has no color. You know, it has no age. It has none of that. And I just love how no matter where we are in the world, people can still form friendships through music. And, you know, the advice that Beth has given me, the advice that you have given me has really formed my musical career. You guys have literally kept me going because the music industry is just shitty as it is. But, you know, this discussion isn't so much about music. It's just about me giving you guys your introduction first, but also just letting everybody know how we met. You know what I'm saying? So before I start, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start with Veg because he came in first. Go ahead and tell the people
Absolutely.
a little bit about you, Veg. You know what you do, who you are, and go ahead and introduce yourself, hon.
What's up, y'all? It's your man, Big Veg. You know what time it is, man. What do I do? Shit. What don't I do?
What don't you do?
You know what I'm saying? I'm a videographer. I am, you know what I mean? In my early days, I was a sound engineer. That's how I got into the game, as a sound engineer.
Okay.
I'm a host. I do hosting, you know, I do interviews with a lot of people, a lot of y'all favorite, you know what I'm saying, characters and whatnot. Yeah, man, you know, and then, you know, I'm just your friendly neighborhood vegetable, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I spread positive energy through what I do. I love connecting and networking with people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just out here making it happen, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20 years in the game. This year makes my 20th year in the industry. Yeah, so you could put longevity attached with my name, you know what I'm saying?
And listen, y'all, Veg, you are being hella modest right now, and I know you're not trying to flex. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
you are, if not the sole reason why I'm even getting into this whole podcast and, you know, getting in front of the camera space, because I've seen you do it for years, and you have interviewed almost everybody. But once I saw you interview Brandy, it was over. Because it was over for me. But I know you have interviewed some heavy hitters, and you were even on a New York radio station, weren't you?
Well, I was interning for Power 105, and then to correct you, I didn't interview Brandy. I just met her. To correct you,
it doesn't matter. I don't care if you ask.
No. Even beyond that, like that is an accomplishment. Just meeting her, just having a connection with her, because she liked my medallion. So that is. You know what I'm saying? Swish.
You breathe her air. But it's enough for me. You were able to breathe the essence of Brandy.
Yeah. And Brandy, Brandy cool. Brandy mad. She's so spiritual. Like when I met her, like cool. I don't make this short because I want to make this just about me. But when I met her, like first thing she looked at was my medallion. She saw my peace medallion. She's like, "Oh, that's dope, King." I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I'll get down. I get down with, you know what I'm saying. I'm down with the, you know what I'm saying." She's like, "Yeah, I see you." Like we had that connection. It was just real groovy, man. Shout out to Brandy. Shout out to everybody just doing that thing, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. You know, again, you know, I appreciate you. The culture appreciates you, and
absolutely,
you know,
it's all about the culture, man. Word up.
Yeah, for all three of us, we have all talked about you know, just going for it and just waiting for God to bless us and to, you know, align us with the universe, with whatever, to bring that bag in, because it's coming. And I know it's going to be this year. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I feel like 2022 is going to be the turn up and the new beginning for us all. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yes,
no doubt.
Completely agree.
Well, I know you asked KJ, but Mr. Kareem, welcome to the round.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for definitely inviting me to this platform. This is like my first platform that I've been on. I didn't know how to do IG Live, so I'm pressing the buttons. I'm like, y'all better get this right. My first time, I better get it right.
That's why I
finally did.
Ahead of time. I was like, if you try to, you know, come into this live and it doesn't work, just keep on doing it. I think
that's what I did.
A bigger celebrity that it automatically connects. But you know, for the small fish like me with a few viewers, they're gonna be like, wait, let's see what she is first before they go live. You know.
Listen, I'm believe it or not, I'm a small fish as well. I'm a small fish, literally a Pisces. So I'm definitely the smallest fish in the room.
No doubt.
And listen, there is no big, no small with me. You know, we all are the same. We all the same. We all gonna win the same.
We all equal. We all equal.
Yes, true.
Yes, but if you could please let the people know who you are.
Sure. My name is Kareem. I go by KJL Music on Instagram. I'm a beat maker from New York, Brooklyn, New York. I've been DJing for like over 10 years, but just on a minor scale. Let me make that clear. Just did little gigs, parties, baby showers, and I fell in love with it back in the day. I'm gonna take y'all back, brief story. I fell in love with DJing, watching the movie Juice in the 90s. Omar Epps, Tupac Shakur, you know, everybody know who Juice is. And ever since I seen Q DJing, from that point on, I fell in love with it. So from that point, me
Yeah.
having turntables, I said I love mixing and manipulating music to entertain myself and then entertain people. Eventually, it turned into my friends rhyming, rapping, just on the ones and twos, and from there, it led to an opportunity of doing like a big platform. And due to the fact that eventually bringing heavy equipment just wasn't, it was just too much for me because I was doing it all myself. So that led to me wanting to DJ at a club. It was in Manhattan called the Time Cafe. And the day that I wanted to DJ, a gentleman came to me, was like, "Would you do security?" I did security. So from that point on, yeah, I did security there, which was pretty good. That led to me putting the turntables down and getting into beat making, and I fell in love with it. But I'm a student first before anything. I know I feel like the oldest rookie in the game, I would call myself, because even though I'm of age, I still feel like I have a lot to learn. I learn from others like yourself, Veg. You know, I analyze and I watch people. I support what other people do, and I learn. You know, just to get my craft better. Because what you see other people do, you can learn for yourself. So I produce beats for hip hop, R&B. I've recently tapped into pop music. I also have a fascination for making, like, composing scores for movies, like jingles, sounds. You know, it's a whole different animal when you doing what I do, and that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I was gonna make sure that you actually mentioned that because you played some stuff for me, and your shit is dope. I'm not even gonna hold it to you. Your stuff is real, real good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I have a question. Now that we're kind of on the
Sure.
subject of music, now with the pandemic and Omicron, all these different viruses are just coming left and right. I want to know from both of you all's perspective as men in the industry, has it affected you in a way where, like, you feel like you can recover from missing gigs or just missing opportunities to connect? And when the world shut down, people lost a lot of fans, you know, a lot of business, you know, just people that they
Correct.
connect with. What have you seen happen since the pandemic that has affected you personally and just in music in general? You can start, Badge, if you want.
Go ahead, Veg.
I mean, the pandemic, I mean, you know what it is, man? Like, I feel like things happen for a reason.
Okay.
And the pandemic, I mean, with every situation, there's a cause and effect, a pro, a con.
Yeah.
The pandemic, I mean, me personally, like, before the pandemic, I was really moving and grooving out in these New York streets, you know what I'm saying? I had an internship at SiriusXM. I was doing a lot. And then when New York shut down, I lost that internship because obviously there wasn't nobody in no buildings at the time for like a whole 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you know what it is? A person like me, I'm shooting every day. I'm editing every day. At events every other night. When the pandemic happened, that gave me a chance to really regroup, and that really gave me a chance to, first of all, rest, because you know, a brother be up late at night until 7 in the morning editing and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a lot. I can understand that.
So I got rest. I caught up in a lot of rest. That's one.
It's
Two,
needed.
I got a chance to organize a couple of things and get myself back into perspective of organizing, like, you know, my workflow and understanding what I need to do, what I shouldn't do. So the pandemic was definitely, I feel like, more than a pro than a con for me.
Okay.
I didn't take many losses. I mean, obviously, you know, the losses I took was, you know, me losing like the internship, you know, at SiriusXM, and maybe certain things that had into play where I was going to be doing production for certain big people or whatnot. But, you know, due to the pandemic happening, I feel like I just got a chance to regroup and get myself back into a perspective of order.
Okay.
So I personally felt I didn't lose anything. Also, I didn't lose anybody as far as family. You know what I'm saying, or it's people that was close to me. So that's another pro as well. But as far as the industry, you know, things happen for a reason, and sometimes even the bad stuff has to happen in order for you to progress forward.
Absolutely. That's
And
actually
I'll
a
just
different.
and I'll just leave it on that note, and I'll pass it on. I'll pass the mic.
Well, before you join in, KJ, that's actually like a different way of looking at this world tragedy, because a lot of people just focus more on the lives that have been lost, and just the chaotic just nature of the recovery of it all, you know. But I have actually been hearing from more, you know, artists that I follow, people that I know, that having those 6 months to a year to just like be in their homes and being just chilling out for the first time in years, because as
Yeah.
Americans, we just work all day long. We never have a
Work.
day off.
Hmm.
You know, some people I know work 7 days a week and putting in hours after
Yeah.
hours. So, you know, the pandemic has kind of been a blessing and a curse for a lot of us, even myself. You know, if it
Hmm.
wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have ended a really bad relationship, and I wouldn't have just really, you know, reconnected with you guys and to figure out how do I
Hmm.
stay on track, because every day needs to be treasured. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we're talking, it means that God has spared our lives. So we
That's
got
right.
something with this time
Absolutely.
here. You
That's right.
know, the thing that makes me the happiest
Absolutely.
is being a mother, and then second is music. So I'm like, whether or not if
Mm.
I actually make it on a larger scale, I'm still going to do music because it gives me solitude, and I
Right.
want to continue to just, you know, bask in the fact that I'm still just here and I don't have any, you know, illness that may take my life. So how
Yeah.
about you, Trevor? You know, what have you, you know, dealt with since the pandemic?
Well, one thing I can say about myself is I took minor losses. I will say, one, thankful to be alive because I did find out a few people contracted the virus that were hospitalized. One person I knew passed. Wasn't my family member, but someone that I met in the industry,
Okay.
and unfortunately, they didn't make it. You know, but I tell people like it was a hard transition. Like we go from living everyday life to
Yeah.
literally like walk in the street and you hear an ambulance sound every 10, 15 seconds. You're talking about a
Word.
different ambulance, not the same one, a
That's,
Word.
different ambulance every 15 to 20 seconds down your street. So
yeah.
just with that
That shit is real.
alone, and
Word.
Mm,
it's definitely real. Like, and Reg
Mm-hmm.
made a good point about progression. Like we all just wanted to progress in life, period.
that's,
Right?
yeah.
That hit everyone. That hit everyone financially, morally, our family. It hit us all hard, you know. And at first, I thought I was the only one. And I
Yeah.
said, damn, just when I thought I was getting, you know, my little toe in the door, everything just kind of slowed down and stopped. But I realized, though, it was very educational, the pandemic, because one, it wasn't just
Mm-hmm.
myself. It was a lot
Mm-hmm.
of individuals that took a hit in the industry, independently, whether you're a school for kids, everyone took a hit on it, you know. So the truth came out when you have to, one, be home with your kids 24/7, or you had to be with
Yes.
that significant other, or you had to be with without a significant thing. So it was a
Yes.
test, you know, and I think a lot of us have progressed through it. A lot of us fought through it, and I did the same thing.
Okay. Well, actually, segueing into the effects of, you know, the coronavirus and all that stuff, let's talk a little bit about mental health, guys, because
Oh, absolutely.
as strong as we tend to be, and that we are, we still all
Hmm.
struggle with something. You know what I'm saying? And by the grace of God, I've been able to just, like I say, stay focused as much as I can, and just be grateful for everything that I have around me. But I still have my
Hmm.
bouts of depression because I'm still like, well, I'm not really where I want to be, financially, you know, successfully, whatever. But I'm still, you know, in the back of my mind, aware that if I'm not aware of where I want to be and I'm not actually going towards it, I can fall back. And there's been many times in
Right.
my life, because I am a sufferer of depression, of, you know, just hard mental issues. So
Hmm.
it's been very important for me to have people around me in the circle that hold me accountable. Both of you guys have held me accountable for many, many years, and not just professionally, but as friends. And
Right.
as people of color, I really feel that we spend a lot of time just trying to pray away our depression, pray away the things that we have going on in our lives that we could really, really use a counselor for, a therapist, somebody that is licensed in some field that deals with, you know, our minds, because prayer does work, don't get me wrong, but we all need somebody to talk to. So how important is it for all of us, especially people of color, to make everybody more aware of just as people of color that we need to seek other professional help to help us through our everyday lives, because, you know, we're getting shot, we're getting, you know, murdered, we are getting,
by the
you
numbers.
know, typecasted. You know, you two as Black brothers, they're going to look at you, society's going to say, yep, all they do is try to rap, all they do is sell drugs, all they do is make a whole bunch of babies, and they have no education. So that's already, you know, pinpointed on you as Black men. But I know that you guys are not like that. And society has to know that not every person of color, especially men, aren't just going around here making the world a worse place. You know what I'm saying? So that also has and weighs down on us as people. So what can you guys, you know, say, or what kind of advice could you guys give to people in general that may have been dealing with or may be dealing with mental health issues during this pandemic, and just with everyday struggles of being a people of color?
Kareem, you could go first.
Okay. A few things. One of the things I would say is that myself, I know depression has been something I've been dealing with for a while, and I kind of joke with it because it has resonated with me. Not to make any excuses, but you know, there's a saying that people say when I'm a postal worker, and they always say, like, people go postal, go crazy. You never really understood the terms of that until you're actually there. But even outside of that, you know, this pandemic and before the pandemic, I think a lot of us were moving in a certain frequency that it might have kind of humbled us as far as like, okay, I'm doing too much, or I need to do a little more, whatever that could have been. So I think mental health came in because it really put us to the test. So like, if you were a person that really wasn't, let me call Butterfly, see how she doing. Let me hit Veg up and comment, see how that brother doing. I think a lot of us wasn't doing that. And sometimes you got to check on people. Even if you send a little 1-2 message, you'd be surprised what someone is going through. And I think a lot of us don't spark that conversation. It could be pride. It could be what we're programmed to be instilled in us. I think sometimes we definitely have to self-check ourselves and then have the ability to check on others, even if it's a support from a comment, you know, typing on your phone, or support with a phone call, text message. I think that that's big, because you never know who's going through what. And believe it or not, what we see on social media, that person may look like they're doing well. You don't know when them cameras go off. It's a nightmare on Elm Street. So it depends on, you know, I feel like we've all suffered a lot from it, including myself.
Yeah, and that's so true. But in society, the world likes to grasp a hold of negativity, right? So more people will follow a celebrity that is very negative, talks about people, will, you know, will cap on them, and, you know, just really break a person down, versus society following people like us that are just trying to be good people. We're nice, trying to just, you know, network and make a name for ourselves. You know, it's almost as if we are like forced to just have a gimmick or do something really stupid in order to get the following and the support that we need. And so a lot of comedians have committed suicide. You know, a lot of artists have committed suicide. You know, I just read about this beautiful woman who, gosh, she was like, she won the Miss America pageant or something like that.
Oh yeah, Miss USA 2019.
Yes. She jumped to her death off
That
of
was
the
so unfortunate,
29th floor. Listen to me, y'all. Listen. A beautiful woman of color, whether if she was beautiful or not, a woman who was at the height of her career, didn't tell anybody what she was going through.
No one.
Didn't tell anyone, is what they're saying. And she had I think they said she had a bad relationship with her mother, but her family wasn't really supportive. I can attest to that, It's just little on me, you know, my friends like y'all are my family. But she just decided to post something what they call cryptic on her social media, and then she jumped to her death. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if that woman could have been saved. I wonder what her circle was like. I wonder if she was just told she was
A
pretty all the
team,
time
yep.
versus being asked, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? Because if you ask the right person the right question, you may save a life versus just assuming because they're smiling that they're doing good. And just like you were saying, you know, taking the time to just send a DM, send a text, and call and be like, hey, are you good? Are you okay? I don't need no explanation, but I'm just letting you know that you're loved and you're okay. Y'all have done that to me for years. And I appreciate it, and it kept me going and vice versa. You know, I'm really terrible about returning phone calls, y'all know this. But I have a lot of pent up aggression and a lot of just depression that holds me down. And sometimes I'm just reclusive. But I fight through it because I have two girls that I love with all my heart. And also, too, I have an objective. I want to be a face and a voice that may change the world. I don't want to be another stigma. And I definitely don't want to be another ratchet, thick chick that is just trying to shake her ass, you know what I'm saying, and just have no type of legacy. You know, when I see
legacy,
and
It's important.
you know, it's Black History Month, woo woo.
That's right.
You know,
That's
to
right.
hear about our you know, pioneers like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, you know, Sojourner Truth, all of these people of color, you know, the Obamas that are just changing the world. I want to be one of them. You know, music is great and all, but at the end of the day, to know that people have made statues because these people are so amazing and that they've done something in such a positive light that they want the whole world to see. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
when I do have my bouts of, you know, reclusiveness, I just think about the bigger goal and think about the bigger impact, because you just never know at what time in your life that, you know, you're upside down may, you know, everything may just turn and change for the better. So, hey, you know, what's your take on this subject?
I mean, I look at it like this. Obviously, mental health is a big thing. You know what I mean? Self-love, man. You know what I'm saying? Is very important.
It is.
When it comes to this situation, like, you got to really wake up and you got to just, first off, feel blessed that you woke up.
Yes.
Everybody, you know, hits me up and say, "Yo, Veg, what's up? How you doing?" I guarantee I say this to 9 out of 10 times. I say I'm blessed. I woke up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be going through the craziest things. It could be debt. It could be this. It could be that. But the fact that God brought me back to see another day, that's the first joint. That's the first jump off. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to see another day. And then the second thing is just realizing, like, you have a purpose in life for the fact you did wake up, and just loving yourself. You have, like, people, you know, people get into a mindset of, you know, they need stuff, or you know, materialistic type of mindset.
Yeah.
When they need the change, they need someone to think that they're cool, or they need to think that they're popping on social media. And,
Kanye.
you know what I'm saying? The views, the clicks, the likes, the love, the comments, like, you know what I mean? The followers, you know what I mean? Like, it all starts with you, and starts with you inside. Like, you really have to love yourself. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You really have to understand, like, it's not about who likes you, who loves you, who this, who that. So, you know, I think mental health comes with that, in a sense of that's going to save you from being a victim of mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what do you do to help you deal if you're having a bad day? You know, like, what do you do? What are your outlets?
I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Butterfly. I'm very strong-minded, so I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very peaceful and all that, and I'm there for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? If people hit me up, they say, "Yo, Veg, I need to talk to somebody," obviously I'm that guy. But when it comes to me, myself, and and you know, nobody's perfect, and we all have our bad days. And I just really think, like, yo, like, it could be worse. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
If you trip and fall, you get up, you got up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know not to do what you did to make sure you trip and fall again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you messed up on a transaction that left you in debt, but you're still able to bounce back from it, you're able to bounce back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you learn not to do what you did so you don't end up in debt again. Like once again, there's a cause and effect. Learn from your mistakes, understand what you did, and then evolve.
Yes.
Elevate. You know what
It's a
I'm
good
saying?
point.
So
Definitely a good point.
I just, you know what I'm saying? I just think shit could be worse, man. You know what I'm saying? It could just be so much worse, man. Like, you know, there's people that are homeless right now, you know, but we got a roof over our head. We got food in our stomach. We got clothes on our back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think. That's my mental. That's my mental right now. I'm just blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I just know this shit could be worse. You know what I mean? I'm thirsty. I have something to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could not have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, things could be worse. And that's just my mentality. Like,
you know what I've been doing, y'all? You know what I've been doing? And it's so funny because I get more negativity from this than I do positivity. But I go out of my way to try to speak to other people of color. Like, I love everybody. Now, don't get it wrong. I love everybody. I have many races in my family. I love everyone. But I'm going out of my way to make sure that people that look like me feel loved. And so when I'm walking down the street or going in the store, sometimes I'm like, hey, how's it going? And that person may look at me like, who the hell is she talking to? Like, are you good? Are you having a good day? How you doing? You know, just saying hey. And people will be like, oh, I'm having a great day. How are you? And you just wouldn't believe how much that changes a person's day, or just, you know, just makes them just feel like, wow, somebody actually noticed me. They could be another clock in, clock outer every day and have a very boring life and no friends or whoever, just a couple cats and a beer in their hand, you know. But by you saying hello, it changed them. It made them feel worthy, you know, or you know, whatever.
Right.
And so I just been doing that, y'all, and it makes me feel good because I like when people speak to me. Well, but you know, just feeling like we're unified and that we love one another. We don't do that enough as people of color. And you know, we need to be recognized more than just 1 month. You know, 1 month for people of color is not enough for me. And that's the reason why the world is the way that it is now. They're like, you know what? Give them 1 month, you know, in the cold in February, you know, then nobody's going to really care, you know.
The coldest month,
28 days, too. 28 days.
It's the shortest and the longest month of the year. I'm telling you. You know, Veg, right?
That's how they do us, man. But that's another story.
They told us to be grateful.
Yeah.
Look,
that's how they do.
You know, look, whatever they give us, we gotta take it. But switching gears to another topic, how do y'all feel about Joe Biden? Because even with I have been for the God help me, Lord Jesus, I'm trying to be nice. I have
no. Don't be nice. Don't be nice. Keep it
Speak
real.
your truth. Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Don't be nice. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real.
Joe Biden is old. He's old. His
Damn.
mind is old. It's something going on, and it's more than just being a man.
Veg is cracking up.
He's weak. He's more than just being a man that got lucky enough to be voted in as president. You know, I just look at him, I'm like, is he here right now? Does he really know what's going on in the world and all of the lies that him and Kamala Harris, you know, actually spew to us to get us to vote? I didn't vote for him, by the way, but let's put that disclaimer out. But the thing that blows my mind is that even speaking of Black History Month, I haven't really heard him say shit about us. And I'm just like, you have all this time. You could be doing so much. You know, we're not getting any reparation for anything. But I'm just like, why? I didn't vote for the man. I voted for Bernie with his gloves sitting there on that bench. I love Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie has done nothing wrong by me. You know, he has his own little, you know, hiccups too. But do y'all think that Joe Biden is even worthy to be our president? And do you think that he's going to be elected into another 4-term? What do you think? Another term?
I mean,
I don't think he's gonna. Oh, go ahead, Brad. You got it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. Like, at the end of the day, I look at it like this. No matter who's in, no matter who gets elected, it's up to us as a people to come together to unify and to kind of like, I don't want to say dictate things, but to control control the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, obviously the common thing, we have a president that's supposed to lead us the way and set the trends for how we're supposed to do things in the world, whatever. But it's really up to us. It doesn't matter who gets elected, and I've been saying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't matter who gets elected. Doesn't matter who's in office, who's our fearless leader, and you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's up to us as a people. But to answer your question, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We're heading towards a very gloomy future if we believe in this one man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even just talking about Joe Biden. I'm just thinking about the president in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like every presidency declines.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As far as credibility, integrity, morals, and it's like, you know, it just, you know, and yo. Obama was dope, but he had his flaws too.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, taking away from his popularity, if you really go deep into his presidency, some decisions he made wasn't the best either.
Mm-hmm.
But he's human though. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Just like, you know, Trump, just like, you know, before him, you know, Bush and then Clinton, and everybody had their good times and their bad times and whatnot. And then on another note, I'm not going to get deep into it. There's a whole government behind the president that's, you know, that's, you know, controlling, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep into it, but, you know, it's just a lot of elements that come with this whole president thing, you know what I'm saying? And me personally, it's really like on us as a people. You know, it's kind of like last year when, rest in peace, you know, George Floyd died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the whole, like, everybody got crazy. Everybody came together and protested in the streets. That was the people coming together for a cause.
Yeah.
We need more of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's my opinion. You know what I mean? No matter who's elected, you know, it just seems like the presidency, the credibility of the president.
Hold on, man. We got somebody else in the chat, y'all.
Oh, look. Introduce him. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
This is all new to me, so it's really hard for me to maneuver and read and look at how many people are in the live, focus on what y'all saying. But my boy, Arsene, he is going in the comments. He's supposed to be coming in on Saturday's show, and he got some stuff to say.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Nice meeting you too, guys. Live. No one listening to her. She keeps me. Okay. Well, my name's Arsene, so I've just been listening to y'all. I was in the group, as you know. I think it was Veg on top. We thought a cat. Well, the beard who added me. How do you pronounce your name?
Veg. Big Veg.
Veg, yeah.
Veg. Sorry. Okay, Veg who added me. Look. I'm gonna just say I've known her for how many years? Like 3 or 4 years we've been talking now?
Yes,
About 3 or 4 years or so. So I'm not into music like you two seem to be. We got DJs and everything. I've been following the whole conversation, and I was just a fan of music. I just loved hip hop back in the days and stuff.
Absolutely.
I didn't get involved like you guys did, as much as you guys did. I did for a little while host a little radio show. But that was like in 2000, yeah, when the internet was just starting. We had an online radio show. The show was called Live Wires. It was all about hip hop and everything. So anyway, fast forward. I'll just skip everything else. The whole depression talks you guys have had and everything. Independent. Let me just skip everything. Just whatever you guys are saying right now. I'll just answer your question. Joe Biden, really, I don't know what you guys are. I don't know what's going on with him.
No,
he didn't do.
Listen,
I don't know what's going on with that.
Arsene, he he will put me in check in a nice way because he knows a lot, just like y'all do, about culture, politics, everything. But if I say something and it's not politically correct, he will inform me and break it all the way down. And that's what I appreciate. And that's what I'm saying about being, you know, Black, people of color, whatever you label us as. We are highly intelligent. Each and every one of us are just so smart in our own way, in different, you know, fields or whatever. And it's just so wonderful that no matter where we are in this world, we all hold our own type of just dopeness. You know what I'm saying? But Arsene, you know, we had spoke about politics a couple of years ago because I had never voted. And I was going to vote when Obama was up, you know, for his was a candidacy or whatever. But it was just something inside of me. And I'm just like, the man he's handsome. And I'm so happy to just vote in, you know, to say I'm a part of the Black culture that's voting in the first Black president. But I'm just like, there's just something that is just missing for me. And so I didn't vote for the, you know, his first term. And then when his second term was coming up, I was like, well, maybe this is my chance to jump in there and to now vote. And I was just going over everything. And I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I didn't do it the second time either. And I remember having a conversation with you, Arsene, and I was like, you know, I think I forget what year, 2021, whatever, when Trump was coming up, I was like, oh, excuse me, not 2021, when he was ending, I was like, you know, I really feel like I'm going to vote, finally going to vote, because I do not want another Trump in office. And one of the reasons why I don't care for Trump is not just because he's egotistical, because a lot of presidents have been. It's just after seeing what happened with the Capitol riots, even though that was after the fact. But I was thinking to myself, like, this man is going to do something so bad. He's going to lead so many people down the wrong path that I would not want him to be in office again. I don't give a damn who I vote for, a piece of broccoli, a dog, a cat, whoever. I'd rather have Bruce Jenner in there over his ass because he has a ticky boom going on with his mind. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to vote. I'm going to make my voice matter and make my vote count. And, you know, take a step and actually do it. And I did, you know, but Joe Biden, for me, with having Kamala, I felt like from day one, he's been trying to play off of Obama being Black. You know what I'm saying? Barack being Black, and trying to continue that by having someone, a woman of color, as his right-hand person, but using her more of like a trophy, or using her as like a fixture that he can play off of the Black vote. Hey, I got some Black y'all better vote for me. You know, Obama, you better vote for me. But then once he were to get in office, as he is now, nothing about us even being mentioned. You know, nothing about us with no reparations. There's no nothing, because this whole pandemic and these checks that we're getting for $1,400, you know, a couple of times here and there, that's for everybody. That's not for just for people that look like me. Everybody's getting checks. So it's a whole bunch of bullshit that has been fed to us. And I just call foul on him. So if you guys feel comfortable discussing or saying who you voted for, I'm really curious to know. And Arsene, you said it in the chat, and you were like, what did Obama actually do? So I want to get your I want to hear more that you have to say about that comment you put down there, like your views on Obama.
Me? Oh no, I didn't say that. No, I was asking Veg, and I'm sorry, what's your name?
Kareem.
KJ.
Kareem, sorry.
Kareem.
No, I was asking Veg and Kareem what was the best thing that Obama did, in your opinions? That's all I was asking. I was just asking what's the best thing he did. Okay. I didn't say he didn't do anything. I just asked what's the best thing he did, in your opinions. That's all I did.
Did you vote for did you vote for Obama?
I did vote for Obama, yes.
In your opinion, because you even stated that there were some things he did right and some things that he did wrong.
No, I mean, he's a human, you know what I mean? Like, people think that because you become president, you're perfect. Like, no, like, you know, you like, you know what I'm saying? I will say this. I think when you know, Obama, he comes off as a very like he comes off as like a more of a righteous leader, because when he speaks, you could feel what he's saying.
Yep.
It's not scripted. It's not it's not from the secretary like, yo, you're gonna read this today. No, like you feel what he's saying. You
right.
Like he could be pretending, but you just feel it. Like people watching, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're watching on television. Okay, like they're tuned in.
Yeah.
Like that's a president. Like, okay, I'm like Obama could go say, you know, go rob a liquor store, and people go rob a liquor store because they will. You know what I'm saying? On some backs, and I say he would do that. But I'm just saying like when he speaks,
presence.
You feel it.
Absolutely. I agree.
It means something.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, brother, what's the best thing I feel Obama did? I think the best thing Obama did was, and this is just my opinion, I think he made the presidency look like he shined the light on the presidency in a sense of that leadership.
Yeah. Like
once again, like if Obama said he was going to do something, even though if he failed at doing it, like 4 to 5 times the average person would believe what he said, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think just being a president, you know, not just because he's the first black president, that's great, but the fact that, like, you know, when he speaks, it's just it sounds authentic, it sounds real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just sounds like a leader. Like he was ready to lead.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I may before
go.
Kareem.
It's your show. Go ahead.
No, I know. But his wife, Michelle
Obama.
Known how powerful she really was, I would have voted for Obama. You know, even I did see a little bit of who she was in his first term. I was just like, I really grew to love her. That woman, I'm telling y'all, you know, the power of having a strong woman in your corner is everything.
A strong black woman. A strong black woman.
A strong black woman. Yes. Hello. It better be. We gotta just say it. You know what I'm saying? And she was just making a change. You know, starting. You know, the school system to just honing down on America being overweight and just, you know, incorporating things to save our lives as people of color and black people. She did all of these things, and she was there to console, you know, Obama when, you know, Trump was coming at him about saying he wasn't really an American. Oh, you weren't even born here. What are you talking about? Like, show us your birth certificate. You know, like your ancestors are from Africa. You know, She was just like, hold up, slow up. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he was, Obama actually could speak with poise and grace.
Right.
Michelle was too. And Trump, his wife even stole a few different speeches that were given to Michelle, whether she wrote it herself or as somebody, was straight jacking her because it was just so eloquent. You know what I'm saying?
Plagiarism.
That's what a woman possesses when she has that queendom about her to hold down her king. And
that's right.
You know
shout out to Michelle Obama, yo.
True facts.
Yeah, shout out to her, because I really feel like a lot of people are saying maybe Michelle and what's her name, Oprah, should run for presidency. I'm not a fan of Oprah. Sorry, I was, but I would vote for Michelle. I'm gonna be straight up. Or even if Hillary tried to, I would vote for Hillary. Hillary's cool in my book, but I would definitely vote for Michelle. But Kareem, go ahead and chime in. Do you feel comfortable, you know?
Yeah, I feel comfortable talking. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, honey.
Well, first off, I voted for Obama and I voted for Biden, and I'll tell you why. One of my regrets is, and I'm sure a lot of people would say the same thing I'm saying, is I wish I knew a lot more about politics rather just being just a regular voter. So like, even though, you know, I'm just like everybody else, you know, I voted Democrat. That's it. You can't tell me more. That's it. Not Republican. You know, I go by what I'm accustomed to doing. But one thing I can say about Obama is he made people feel more like he was one of us, not just color wise, but more relatable. He was more of the people. So no matter how many groups of people you have sitting in one room or one and one auditorium, everyone can identify with him. You know what I'm saying? And he grabbed people like that, the way he talked, the way he presented himself. His wife is very eloquent, very educated. That's you can identify with people from the hood, people in business offices, people that are just you, like you and I, you know. And that was one thing that I think we all fell in love with Obama with. But with our people, I think a lot of us are divided because we put a lot of pressure on him, and we might have had a lot of high expectations from him. Now, granted, he was in office for 8 years. I think he was handcuffed in a sense, being in office 8 years, because you got to think about it. Who was running the Senate? So there might have been decisions that were made, suggestions, bills, and a lot of things were shut down. And that's proven fact that he might have been suggesting bills that he wanted to be out there that could have been for us or for everyone. And it got knocked down by you know who. And he made it very clear, like, you know, when Obama was in office, I'm not passing nothing. Yeah. And, you know, so that could have handcuffed him, whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of us got comfortable also. A lot of people, you know, were celebrating. You know, we had instances that happened in Obama's presidency, just like in Trump with, you know, George Floyd, all the different young men and women that we had that got shot by police violence. It's a lot that happened. So it's not just singled out to one man that we could single out. Obama did nothing. There's some things that he hasn't done. There's a lot of things he have done. But I think that it starts with us as the people, that we all kind of have to be on the same page, because a lot of us are divided, man. It's so bad that a lot of us are divided. But it starts with the men, starts with the women. We all coming together. We all just kind of being on the same page, because, you know, a lot of us are divided. And I just hope one day that we do be on the same page, because what's going to happen in 2 years from now, it might get rough.
Absolutely. So what do you think it'll take actually for the change to happen? Because we all know that celebrities have the biggest voices in the world. And if I may talk about Kim Kardashian, as much negativity as this woman gets, she has really... go ahead, Arsene. Go ahead.
I forgot. I'm very sorry, Butterfly. I just had to add something about what y'all said. Sounds to me like the best thing Obama had was charisma. You know, at the end of the day, charisma, and, you know, people related to him. Okay. It's just, as you know, I'm on the other side of the border, so it's more of a question to you guys. At what point really do we stop caring about how somebody makes us feel? And do we, you know, at what point do we hold them accountable for not doing anything concrete, really? Because Joe Biden stood in front of y'all and he said, if you don't know who to vote for between me and Donald Trump, you ain't black. He challenged us directly. He said, like, flat out on the Breakfast Club, if I remember right.
He did.
And then he came in office. On his first day, the first thing he does is he writes a bill in favor of the LGBTQ community. After that, he even makes one for the Asians. And that's over an Asian getting just a punch in the face, by the way. To me personally, this is pretty much a low blow. I feel like black people are being put aside here. You know? I feel like, but everybody seems to have been so terrorized by Obama and through the media, by the way, because of the media, in my personal opinion, that all you guys really wanted to do was to get rid of Trump, regardless of who was coming in office. You know,
I agree.
That's
very true. That's facts.
And Biden, the fact, and this is something, and I have to apologize ahead of time as I say this, because some of y'all might get, you know.
Don't. This is a no filter show.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the actual. Okay, the actual truth is that in their history as politicians, Trump is not even a politician. He's the only guy actually he was a billionaire before gaining office, you know?
Yeah. That's right.
Whether you call him crooked or not, you could call him all sorts of things. Fact matter is that Trump did not need to be president, you know? And he was Democrat right before becoming Republican. My point here is this. In their histories, Biden is the one who is the bona fide racist. Biden in his history, he showed you already his true colors. Early on in his career, since the 70s, he said it. He said, I don't even want black people to go to school with my kids.
Oh,
He said, he called Biden is the real. He only recently changed because he needed to be president. So obviously, he had to change his angle.
Right.
So the question becomes, and also there's also the fact that he worked with Obama. So I'm not going to take that away. He did work with Obama.
Yeah, he did.
He did, exactly. So the question now becomes, do you believe that somebody in his 60s or 70s would actually change his mind on a lifetime of being racism? Because his name is on the crime bills that were meant specifically to target black people. You need to speak the language of politicians. When they speak about guns and poverty, as Dead said, there's no coincidence, they're talking about you. When they say war on drugs, crimes and poverty, they're talking about you guys. So when he came out with those bills, whether it's a 94 crime bill that sent a lot of people in prison for a long time for nothing, or disproportionate, sentences for black people and all of that stuff, Biden was behind. Biden's team, he's behind all of that. And he backed it up after. He said he was proud of it. He only said it was a mistake at the debate against Obama, and Obama said, yeah, what about the black people now? What about the crime bill, Biden? Then he said, oh, that was not a good whatever. He had no choice but to back out of it.
Obviously,
but what I'm saying,
president, yes.
Exactly. What I'm saying, though, is that Trump, he barks a lot, and he's a jerk. That's a fact. As far as setting the atmosphere in a country, that's what a president does first and foremost. Just like Obama, he sets an atmosphere of peace in general, When Obama's, he's the president, so people look at us differently. The atmosphere is literally like it's light. When somebody like Trump comes around, well, then at that point, all the ignorant, well, I don't like to say that, but white people and whatever, who might have been racist, they feel more empowered to come out, any rednecks and stuff like that. Even if Trump doesn't say anything directly to them, we know that, there's an association there, mental association with them, So and I was there. I was staying in the States under Trump and under Obama, and it felt very different. It felt very, very different. Under Trump, you feel like, oh, where are these people coming from? All of a sudden they feel more empowered to, So I understand that, but at the end of the day, like I said, fact is, Trump never went out of his way to hurt the black people specifically, And I'm not saying that to give him a point.
That's just what it is.
I'm saying that to say, what?
No, it
is what it is.
That's what it is.
It's just what it is. But it's also the fact that people need to understand that blacks are at the bottom of the economic ladder anyway. They're always at the bottom, right? So there's going to come a point where black people are going to need to come together and decide and choose to do just like any other community and say, you know what? We're going to vote for you if we get this and that and whatever it is that you guys want to get, Any change. Because right now, if life was a game of Monopoly, everybody played about 10, 20 times before you even got to enter the game. So you guys entered the game when everybody played 1,000 times already. Everybody else. So you guys are, by definition, as a community, behind. So who's going to come out and, try and somehow rebalance things, whether it's even if it's symbolic, even if it's something as stupid as a bill to, denounce violence against black people and stuff like that. At least it'll slow down, police brutality. So, even if it's something like that. But for you guys to get nothing now, I'm like, you guys gotta be joking at this point. You guys fought for Biden after I warned everybody that, look, understand that he truly doesn't like you guys. Now he's ignoring you. And Kamala Harris, she's another one who had a record of, for incarceration of black people where she was from. So you guys chose the bad man and Robin of black imprisonment, really. These
love him
two,
so much.
and that's the team you guys chose.
Yeah.
And people are proud just because they seeing black women up there. Don't be.
Absolutely.
And yes, Joe
Because
Biden
he
may
was
not
one
finish
as
his
a
mandate.
fixture. That's what I'm talking about. Your racism does not get covered up just because you have a black person as a fixture. If you
That's
have
right.
one token black friend out of your whole golf league, oh, I have one black friend, so I'm not racist. You know, for 30, 40 years, I've been racist, but I have one black friend now. I have a black vice president. I can't be racist because look at them. They're right here. And you're so
Yeah, but
right. I mean, we've had discussions about Trump and, you know, my views. I've always just laughed at him. I've just always said he's just stupid as shit. He's just stupid. But
he is.
I'm not
He
really
probably
like,
is.
yeah, he's just dumb. But, you know, that whole Capitol riot, that's the only time I really was like, okay, wait, hold on. He's dumb, but he does know how to play on his words. And I mean, that shit could have been really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, he was like, oh, hey, everybody just storm the Capitol. His words could have really messed some shit up. But anyway, but you were right. Like, I don't know too much about politics, but I do watch people's actions. I do a little bit of my research to kind of figure out who is up, you know, to race or whatever. But for Biden to have that pass, which I wasn't aware of, because I mean, the whole presidency election shit just blows my mind anyway. I'm just like, okay, who's going to be the next dummy in office? But I'm trying to take it more serious because this is my country too. I need to know who, even if it's not even just a local vote, you know, I need to know who's going to be in charge of my, you know, my area, where my tax money goes and all that stuff. I just need to know who is being appointed to do what. But Biden just gives me, I'm not present. I'm not a president. This is a joke to me. I don't care about people that are black and brown. All I care about is to say that I'm a president. I have Kamala here who's been missing in action for a lot of it, and they haven't done anything that he said that he was going to do. I don't give a damn about a $1,400 check. Yes, it's nice to have, but I would like something that's long term. I need something that I can actually see with my own eyes and say, you know what? I feel validated as a black person. You know, this is what I know that the government has given me for all of these years and for my ancestors that have passed away under this American soil. I need to feel like, damn it, give me some land. I'd rather have some land, you know what I'm saying, where I can build something on. That would really make me happy because money it'll be gone. I have bills to pay. But if I have land, I can stand on that, build on that foundation and leave it for my girls. You know what I'm saying, y'all?
Yeah, but I was just gonna tell you, look at. I mean, what happened happened. It's past already, so I can't.
Right.
I'm not gonna bring up all that right now. We are where we are now.
Future.
Right? Exactly. So I was a mistake, but just one thing. The one thing to pick up from that is that historically speaking, you blacks always vote Democrats.
Yeah.
They always do. But when you think about it, what has it brought you? Like, there comes a time like where, you know, you sit back and you ask yourself, oh, okay, I always gave him, because don't forget, there's a reason that they come after you. They come after you because statistically speaking, blacks being about 13 to 14% of the population, they need your vote.
Yeah.
Your vote is the deciding factor at the end of the day. If they don't get the blacks, they're not in office.
Yeah.
So my question is, what do you get in return for that? That's my point. I just need you guys to get something for it. That's all I want. I want for the blacks to get something for their votes.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in voting and staying at the bottom of society. What the hell is this? That makes no sense. So all I'm saying, somehow, hopefully, some people get together. I'm not sure how, you know, but your voices have to be heard there. Like, you have to be like, if I'm going to vote for you, what am I going to get? You need to know what you won't get. Because that's it. I was voting. I would vote for Biden, not for Biden, for the other guy there, the white guy.
Bernie.
Bernie, I loved. Bernie, I had no dirt on Bernie.
That's my boy.
I found no dirt.
No dirt. You said no dirt.
No, it's true. And he seemed so real. Like Bernie, I was with him. Yeah. Bernie was the one guy I was like, you know what? I feel like, because he's one of you.
He was the one. He was the one.
I was feeling him. Bernie is just one little thing he said that I was like, eesh. It's just that. It's just one day I was like, I found out that he did not want you guys to get reparations. And I heard him say it.
I heard that too. And that, what do y'all think about that though?
And that was messed up.
Luther King Jr. Why would you say that?
That was messed up because you know what?
That.
He's Jewish. So guess what?
Oh,
Guess who got reparations? It's true. He got him. His people got him. So why would he not want you guys to get it?
Damn.
So that was when I was like, oh man. Oh wait, I don't know. That's the only thing I gotta say about it. I'm sorry, I spoke too much. I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead. My apologies.
No worries. No
You
worries.
good, my
I'll
brother.
go ahead.
You good?
Speaking your piece. You letting it be known.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You keeping it. You know what I mean? This is a no filter zone. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like that's
Absolutely.
why. That's why when Butterfly was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be nice," I'm like, "No, don't not be nice. Be real." Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
first thing that came out, he owed.
He was like,
Yeah, that's true.
I was like,
That's true.
I was looking down. I was like, is somebody trying to get in on this chat? And I looked. I was like, oh, they ain't ready.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's coming in on Saturday, y'all, and I already knew. But
Nah, keep it real,
Nah,
man.
nah,
Yeah,
Nah, we ready. These are the conversations that we need to have. You know,
that we
this is
need to have.
I
we
was
need
just
to have like we've been so isolated within ourselves and isolated from each other. It's like it's difficult for us to really be the force behind having these conversations, and we need to have that whether we know each other or not. You know, I think it's definitely good to brainstorm, share ideas, and talk. We don't communicate enough. I think I believe anything can happen from a conversation alone.
absolutely.
Anything can happen. You
Yeah.
can solve many problems. You can, you know, sometimes negativity may come with that, but it mostly solves positive problems just with a conversation. And I
Yeah.
think we need to definitely have that because, like I said before, I wish I knew about politics years ago. I was one of the biggest advocates in school that I don't want to know about economics, politics. I don't want to know about that, math, English. Let me get out of high school, go on with my life, go to college. But you'd be surprised 20 years later, 15 years later, how the
catches
smallest
up.
things to knowing who your senator is, knowing who your public advocate is. A lot of people don't know who their public advocate is. He can live next door on your floor or your house next door to you. You don't know who they are. You know, these are things that we got to know of because we can spread the word and it can just work its way up in the elevator. Eventually, it'll get to the right person who represents your district or county or neighborhood. And it
Local
starts with
voting.
this conversation.
Yeah.
Local vote.
And this
Yeah.
generation, you know, this young generation, they are out here changing the game. I went to my dentist earlier today, y'all, and I live in Richmond, where all of those monuments are just block after block. Well, they used to be block after block after block, right? And so my dentist office it sits right in front of one of the where the monument used to be off of Parker Ash, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm just like, damn, what are they doing? They were actually tearing apart the foundation because the statues are gone. Now, the foundation, they're breaking down the foundations. So there's going to be nothing left from any of those racist statues that we have seen for years and years and years. And that is because these young kids are not playing out here. They are not playing because our parents couldn't do it. They tried. Their parents, they tried, you know, and it all led up to where we are now. But these kids are just like, we're not going to work. We are not going to do shit unless you guys change this racist United States and the world. And they have shut down bridges. Go ahead, baby.
I just want to chime in. Sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
I do see that's a great thing, but I do want to chime in on that. I think with a lot of the younger kids, they have to strategically move a certain way.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how like we have the young kids that stand for something. Then you got a lot of young kids, which is no elephant in the room. And I know Veg can vouch for this. Every day I see on the news, man, a young kid getting shot, young kid getting killed.
Yeah.
It's bananas out here with these young dudes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm sure in different multiple communities we see that. But like I said, if we don't move accordingly and move strategically, we can't tell some of these younger kids what to do because they don't identify with that. You tell them what to do, they're not trying to hear that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can support them, but once again, it's these conversations that have to happen. Young kids, grown men, grown women, it's like it just has to be that conversation.
Yes. That's
good point.
That's true. Yeah,
Agreed.
well, I've seen more of when it came to the I don't want to say rioting, but the movements and the walks and everything, they've been more peaceful than they have been negative. Now, when George Floyd was killed, Breonna Taylor, people went off because that's a difference. You know, that's a different type of immediate in the moment mindset versus somebody marching and just coming together as a collective to have a permanent change. Now, when people want to riot and shit, it's because immediately in that moment, everybody's emotions are just at the highest that they could ever be. And I know if you piss me off, I'm going to black out. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Whatever you get, you know. And so that's what happens. So playing off of what you said, you know, the young generation, they really have to be aware that the rules don't really apply to them the way that they did when we were growing up, because you would get in trouble in school if you talked back, if you were, you know, talking back to your parents, if you were talking back to your grandparents, if you were talking back to any older person, because even the neighbors used to pop you and beat your ass. Nowadays, these kids are not getting popped, they're not getting disciplined or anything. So they kind of like, you know, run, you know what I'm saying, run rapid. And then they think these rappers and these celebrities are who they want to grow up to aspire to be. Yeah, you can be a rapper, you can be, you know, a social media influencer. That's all that stuff is good, but you got to look at that person's background and see what they're actually promoting. Actually see what they're really about. You know, like just, you know, like just them in a whole. Like for example, Lil Boosie. I hate to even bring this ignorant man up, but he's so contradictory and so backwards in the way that he moves and the comments that he makes about things that he's found. Because it cracks me up. On one hand, he's just like, you know, this isn't that about black people, you know, need to come together. But in your music videos and you're teaching your kids how to shoot guns, not to, you know, protect themselves, but to live that D-boy lifestyle. And then he's over here saying one thing, I don't want my sons to be like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter now, son turned daughter. I don't want my sons to be like
be very
that.
careful what you say.
No, that's what I said. That's what I said.
That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation.
I have a lot of gay friends, but you know, their daughter, son, you know, how he was talking about that young girl saying that I don't want my son.
He has no filter.
Yeah, but he went ahead and had one of his sons were given fellatio by a woman, an actual woman, while they were underage, because he did not want them to turn gay like Zendaya.
Wow.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
No, Lil Boosie did that?
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah,
I don't
he said
know how
that.
many years it passed, but he said it live in the interview. He was like, man, I had some woman come over here and, you know, give my son head or son's head because I didn't want them to turn gay. And she was a grown woman too. And he, you know, at the end of the day, I really feel like if this is what society has to look at, if this is what these kids are looking up to, then we're in a world of trouble, huh?
Is Veg gone, or is it just me? Or
he may have, yeah, I think he may have logged out. Actually, my boy Melvin wanted to come in. Hey, Mel, if you want to join the chat, you can now, because I can only have 4 people at a time. But again, I just feel like the younger generation are doomed in so many ways, but also at the same time, though, they know the power of their voice. So I hope that they continue more on the positive side of, you know, just I don't know what word I'm going to use, but I just hope that they stay positive and stay as a positive collective, so that they continue to be made. Because I've seen a lot of progress, and like I said, when I saw that foundation of that statue being torn down, I was just like, oh my God, you know. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Hey, Veg, hold on 1 second, honey. I'm gonna have my boy Mel come in. 1 second. Let's see, my boy Mel, he's from Oakland, California. He wants to chime in. Ooh, this may be a long chat. What up?
Hey.
What up, Mel?
What's happening?
What's popping?
Not much. Hey guys, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
All right.
Everybody, this is one of my, this is actually my bestie, best friend named Melvin. We've been friends since I was a little wee thing, 16 years old, you know what I'm saying?
A little
still had the baby hairs though. I still had the baby hairs. You know,
still got the baby hairs. You are absolutely right.
He can vouch for me. But I've been seeing you write stuff down in the chat. Is there anything you want to say, anything you want to tap in on?
Well, I mean, you guys are already past went past the presidential thing, so
Go back.
I don't.
No, you can go back. Go ahead and
Oh,
go back.
we
Y'all
go back.
run it back.
chargers, y'all keep
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Right back and grab my charger. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Well,
back.
as far as the presidential thing goes, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Trump, but if you look at the past presidents of the United States that we've seen, it was only a few of them that actually did the job as the president, and unfortunately, he's one of them. He really was. He's not a good representation of it. What?
I agree with you, but people don't like that in general.
No,
People don't like it.
They don't. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Trump. And a lot of people who I know, they say that he's a racist. Trump's not a racist because that dude cares about nothing but himself. He's 1,000% narcissist.
Exactly.
There's nothing about him that's racist because he hates everybody that's not him. He don't even like his family.
He doesn't.
He don't even like his own family. So that right there, that's what I have to say about that president. Obama, he was one of us, yes. He made all the people feel good because he looked like us and he was representation of us, and he spoke how we wanted a black man to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as his job in the White House and what he did, he didn't really do nothing for us, the ones that really voted him in.
Yeah.
Right.
He did a lot for the LGBTQ community.
There
He did
you
a
go.
whole lot for that community. And there's nothing wrong, but we're the ones that pretty much got him in office. When it comes to even before him, no, I would
Bush.
never vote for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Before him, he was Bush.
Oh,
Was
Bush
it?
Jr. Bush Jr.
Yeah.
Bush Jr.
Yeah.
He was another one that actually did his job, even though he was a goofy. He's basically the goofy uncle that did a job that nobody else wanted to do. If you look at the Smithsonian, the Black Museum, the Black Smithsonian,
Yes.
in DC, he's the one who put that in order. He's the one who pushed
Who
for
did?
that. Bush Jr.
What?
Really?
What?
Bush Jr. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah. Bush
okay.
Jr. pushed for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Well, all right. Now let's go to our current president.
Or lack of.
No, he is the president. He's the president. I respect the title. I don't respect the person.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? I respect the title. I don't respect the person. I didn't want him in office, and a lot of us as black people, we always vote Democrat because that's just what we did. That's what you were raised to do, is to vote Democrat.
Yeah.
And when
Right.
he said, like you said earlier, I had posted it in the comments, when he said, if you ain't black if you don't vote for me, when he said that, and black people
Gone.
still voted for him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
did
Gone.
you really think he was going to do opposite
He showed his colors.
everything he's done? Everything that man has done has put us backwards.
Yeah.
When
Told ya.
when he was sitting up there trying to when they were debating,
Mm-hmm.
he was going in on Kamala Harris. They were going back and forth, and all of a sudden, to get black people's votes again, he said, "I'm going to pick a woman of color."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was Elizabeth Warren over there that would have ran circles over Kamala Harris.
Oh, absolutely.
Elizabeth Warren would have been a better pick because she was not a Democrat. She was not a Republican. So she would have been a better pick as a vice president.
Mm-hmm.
But he chose someone who was easy on the eyes.
Yeah. Black fiction.
So easy on the eyes, so everybody can get a vote. So he can get the black people's
Strategic.
vote.
Yeah.
Strategic.
When they won the presidency and they were on stage, do you guys remember when they were on stage?
Okay.
No.
When they were on stage, Kamala Harris was up there with her husband, and she had 2 little black kids on there. Them ain't her kids. Kamala Harris does not have...
standing next to her? Those
Kamala
are her
Harris... Kamala Harris does not have kids in general that she gave birth to. The only kids that she has are her
Her
stepkids
husband.
by her white husband, and you did not see that until about a couple of weeks later.
What?
Yeah, look it up.
I thought those were her kids.
Those aren't her kids.
All right.
Those are her grandniece and grandnephew.
Thank you.
It was on there. It was on there, so all the black people was like, yes.
Yes, bro. I should have known was wrong.
Look at us.
Listen,
You see, brother? See what I tell you?
I should have known something was wrong. Didn't she pronounce Tupac's name as Tupac or something? Or no, they asked her who was
she was talking about she was listening to Tupac when she was in college, and Tupac wasn't around.
Exactly.
Tupac wasn't rapping. He was still going
exactly.
to art school in New York.
We could tell she didn't know her hip hop. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
but
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and then when she was talking about, smoking weed, oh, my family smoked weed, all the people in her family who was Jamaican, they was like, we don't do that. We're not. She's trying to put something on us that's not even there. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all this to get the vote. If anybody, if you're going to vote for anybody, and it doesn't matter if it's whatever party it is, you vote for whatever person is going to do for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
What person's gonna do for you?
Thank you.
But
how do
we know what they're actually gonna do for us until they get their asses in
Look
office
at their track record. You have to look at their track record.
Okay, go ahead. No.
I got to get ready to go, fellas and ladies. Let me just chime in real quick. You're absolutely right about that. You definitely have to do your research on them first, and also look at the chain of government. Look at the chain of government from who worked their way down. Like, where have they served? What have they done? Like, just because she was I believe she was a judge, right?
She was
a judge, right? Or a lawyer, attorney.
Attorney or whatever.
So, based on that, like, I think a lot of people were questioning that. Like, just like Joe Biden, they went back to the crime bill that he did. They thought it had something to do with Bill Clinton. But once again, you do your research on people, and even if you have any affiliations or anyone that's you're voting for in your district, always feel free to ask questions to people that know more than you.
Yeah.
You can always get the inside scoop on certain things to further your political knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's how you can do it.
Before you have to go, where can people find your music and follow you?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I want to say this is a pleasure meeting all you guys. Butterfly, always a pleasure. My name is KJL Music on Instagram. Definitely follow me, KJL MUSIC on Instagram. I will definitely follow you guys. I will shoot a message here, with my information on here. I would love to talk to you guys again in dialogue. This was definitely a pleasure, and we definitely have to do this again.
We'll do it again.
I have one thing to comment about this. I think we should incorporate different individuals, different perspectives. I don't care where you're from, even if you're in the comment section, feel free to want to be a part of something like this, because I think it's a good discussion to have with everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And networking as well. I'm all about networking.
Absolutely.
All about networking.
Everybody, y'all follow each other too. So when you log
on, absolutely.
I ain't really got nothing to follow, but okay. Y'all gonna be.
This is the Kings discussion, and all y'all are Kings.
That's right.
The Kings to connect more and more and more. Okay. Thank you, KJ.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice
Talk to you guys soon.
Likewise.
All right. But yeah, go ahead. Arsene, you got something to say?
Yeah, and by the way, my name is Arsene.
Arsene.
But
he's gonna kill me.
you're gonna. He had Veg.
Yeah, where Veg go?
Veg.
Well, he had to go. He just texted me saying he had a conference.
Oh, okay. Nah, I was just gonna say.
Hold on, Arsene. I love you with all my heart. I apologize. As long as I've known you, your name is beautiful, and I've always called you Arsene. Everything but your name. So I just start calling you A. Hey, what's
no
up?
No worries. Okay, no worries.
Go ahead, honey.
I was gonna add on to. I'm sorry. Who's?
Melvin. His name is Melvin.
Melvin.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna add on to what Melvin said. The guy asked what you could do. Kareem asked what we could do.
Yeah.
I'm sure Melvin knows because he seems to be very well versed in everything. You know, Ice Cube teamed up with a couple of people and had something called I believe it was Contract for Blacks or something like that. Was it
Yes.
Melvin?
Right. Yes.
And
Yes.
what he did, he was with Dr. Boyce Watkins and a whole bunch of other people where he, you know, they had a contract and they suggested it to both parties. He called, he asked the Democrats and he asked the Republicans.
Yes.
And what the Democrats did is they said, oh, all right, we'll talk after the elections.
After the election.
What is this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
After the election, after we're elected, then we'll talk. And then, but then the Republicans, they were like, they called him back and they said, okay, let's talk. Let's negotiate. And I believe that this is where something could start. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether it's Republicans or Democrats. It's about who's going to do something for you.
Period.
So black people need to get in a state of mind where they need to get a little bit more selfish, so to speak, and be like, what's in it for me type of mentality. If you don't have that mentality of what's in it for me, you're screwed. Because I got to tell you that even though the other people don't broadcast it, that's their mentality. LGBTQ or Asians or whatever. In their mentality, it's like, what's in it for me?
Oh, man.
And that's what
most definitely.
Yeah.
And after that, Cube was actually shunned by black people. Okay.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So
And
black people turned on Cube.
The
Yeah.
headline said Ice Cube was siding with Trump. Ice Cube is, you know, in cohorts with the Republicans. And he's
Never.
What the hell was that about? Who started that?
Well, that's it. That's the point. The media, once again, to make it look bad. Because, again, you guys need to understand the leftist narrative that is being put in place here, that Trump is the bad guy and whatever else, when at the end of the day, the bad guy is whoever works against you. Whether it's Trump or Biden or whoever else, you shouldn't care. You should just care about who's going to give you something. Because what Biden did, whatever plan he had for black people that he presented, which I believe, I don't remember the name of it, but that was something that would help that build back better plan, right? Now, let me just give you an example to put you in context. That plan basically was going to help out a whole lot of people. But here's the thing. If you're all in the classroom, right, and I know that Melvin and Butterfly are the black people and Veg and whoever else, and then I tell the whole classroom, everybody else, I'm going to give everybody 10 bonus points. But everybody else was already ahead of you. As I said before, did I really do anything for you? In a way, yes, but it's not going to change anything because everybody else gets a bump up anyway.
Right.
So you're going to stay behind. You're going to stay behind at the end of the day.
That's true.
So, because black people need to realize that no matter who comes in power, white people are good. They're going to be fine. They're not going to fall behind you.
Ever.
White. So we need to quit caring about everybody and start saying, no, you need to ask yourselves, what's that president going to do for me? Right. And it begins with the local vote, district.
Now, there's one thing that I do want to say, and because everybody always talks to me and asks me stuff like, you know, and when I have conversations like this, and they talk about racism and prejudice, one thing, there's everybody in the world. Not everybody's racist. Not everybody in the world is racist.
It's not. No.
But
no.
everyone that walks God's green earth is prejudiced. And I will tell you why.
Explain that.
I will tell you why everybody is prejudiced.
Okay.
Because prejudice means to prejudge.
Absolutely.
Everyone prejudges everything that comes across them. From
me, you, me.
Yeah, from a meal to the person that you meet. So everybody is prejudiced. Not everybody is racist. There's a lot of bigots out there. There's a lot of people who don't like other people because of their color, because of their creed, because of whatever.
Yeah.
That's totally different from prejudice. Now,
that's good. I never heard that. I never thought of that. Yeah.
So people will ask me like, oh, well, you know, they'll say somebody's prejudiced, and I say, you know what, I'll call myself an equal opportunity racist. I'm an equal opportunity racist because I hate
Hello?
everybody in the human race until you give me a reason to like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
it's a lot of people out here that they'll smile in your face, and then they're just actually there's nothing in them that
Yeah.
is likable.
Yeah.
Arson had, I think he was trying to get back on. I think his audio went dead.
Oh, did it? I think yeah, he got frozen a little bit. I've never heard that actual analogy before, and it's so funny that people want to act like they've never said anything racist or ever thought anything racist. Those people in the comfort of their own home, they say things that they would never say in the workplace, that they would never say, in a forum where there were different races around them, because they don't want to be viewed or deemed a racist. But we all do have, and we all have talked, and we all have thought about things or thought in a way that is racist. Or could,
Arson, sorry to cut you off. Arson trying to get back on.
let's see. So yeah, I got to
Yeah.
Prejudge. We all prejudge.
Everybody prejudges.
That's why I was talking about earlier how just because a person is, black or brown doesn't mean that we're killers, drug dealers, and we all break the law. That's just a prejudice,
Right.
stigma about us. And we have to change that narrative, every day of our lives, because we shouldn't be targeted. I'm gonna tell y'all something that's actually really, really sad. Living here in Virginia is very racist, very, very racist. I don't deal with it.
Oh, yeah?
It's terrible, but it's not as bad as it was back in the Midwest when I lived there. That is the ultimate worst. But sometimes when I go inside of the store, it'd be like CVS or, whatever, I really feel like I'm being watched, or I feel like I'm being followed, or a person will pop around the corner that works at the store. Hey, do you need anything? And I have literally no idea why they're coming up to me now. There's a difference of a person just inquiring because they work there. Like, oh, hey, how's it going? We have this product on sale. We have this going on. And I get that vibe from them. And we're like, hey, you need help with anything? Or looking at my purse and looking at me, especially if I have like a hat on my head, no makeup, they don't know what I am. And I'm just like, I kind of feel like, damn, like, are they looking at me or asking me questions because they think I'm about to steal something? Because I have a hoodie on or have a oversized sweatshirt, you know what I'm saying? And so I get that a lot, but I try not to like let it play with my head. But I think as people, Black people, that we do deal with that, and it is prevalent no matter what state that we live in. It's just something that will always go on. But again, it's a prejudice that is blanketed by just concerns, like, oh, well, I wasn't actually following them. I was just doing, a checkup, a customer checkup.
Well, you know what? I get that. I get how you can feel like that. But for me personally, I've been through situations like that, especially buying parts, buying and selling parts, having to make phone calls with people, and they hear my voice, and then they just go ahead and send me the address to their home, and come on in. And then when I pull up, I've literally had people not answer their doors, walk right back into their garages, and that was their prejudiceness, and they're putting their guard up because they don't know who I am.
Absolutely.
So they don't know who I am. So it's up to me as a person, as an individual, to help them, actually help them feel comfortable. I'm not bowing down to them. I'm just helping them feel comfortable. Like, look, that's not what I'm about, and I give them that comfort. Yeah, I just give them the comfort where they do put their shields down. They do take their defense down. But there's a lot of people who can't do that because they're scared to, especially in this type of environment, in this climate in the U.S. Everybody has a camera.
That's true.
If any white person says anything that a Black person can take offense to, they'll get canceled. They'll be put on YouTube. They'll be drug on Black Twitter, and their life is ruined. So that's why you have a lot of white folks out there right now that don't even want to deal with Black people.
Yeah. Well, question, how do you guys feel about the sensitivity training? how do you guys feel about, you know, police forces and Starbucks and places like that that are actually have these programs where they sit down with all their employees, and show them videos of what's racist, what's not racist, and how to treat people of color? What do y'all feel about that?
I mean, it's good that they watch it, but watching something and putting it into action is two totally different things.
Yeah, that's true.
You could watch a cartoon about violence and don't go outside and beat somebody, or tie a rocket and some skates on it and light it and roll down the street.
Yeah.
Just because they watch it doesn't mean that they'll implement it.
But it is working, though. I think I shared
Is
with
it?
both of you guys recently. This is a true story. At my job, you know what I do, you guys. I won't have to say what I do, but I deal with the general public, right? And there was an incident a couple of weeks ago where there was a disorderly person that needed to be removed off of a bus, right? And so when I got there, the police were already there on scene. And so I'm thinking, okay, all right, I'm just here to just, you know, write a report and leave. So the police were like, hey, do you want us to remove this individual from the bus and charge them for trespassing? And I said, well, no, just go ahead and remove them and tell them that they can't ride the bus anymore, right? Tell me why a few minutes go by and I'm thinking, okay, they're about to get them off the bus. Same police officer, he was discolored, white, he comes back and he asks me, ma'am, could you actually come with me to help us remove the individual off the bus? And I was looking like,
What?
You know why?
true story.
I already know why.
Listen. So there were, it was 2 white EMS and 2 white cops. Okay, I'm like, me, the bubbly butterfly. Sure, I'll go help you, police officers, with the tasers and the pistol, and I have nothing but a badge and a coat on. Fine, whatever. What can I do? So when I got on the bus and I looked to see who the individual was that they wanted to remove off the bus, he was black.
Yeah.
And it clicked that all of these white men that were standing around me, bless their heart, were literally aware of the times that we live in. This is what I gauged. They were aware that we could get in trouble or do something that may have us on YouTube for beating a black man. So let's go get this black woman to help another black person to remove him off the bus, whether they thought that we could relate because of the color of our skin, or the sensitivity training actually is working. But I obliged, and I actually saved a man's life, because shit turns like that. That black man could have been shot, he could have been tased and had a heart attack, but I stepped on the bus and I went above and beyond the call of duty. And I wouldn't have given a damn what color that man was, but they asked me to assist, and I still was like, I
don't think you should have.
I commend you on that.
Thank you.
That was good. And sensitivity training, I don't think it was because of sensitivity training. They were covering their ass. Number one.
Exactly.
Number one, they were covering their ass.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you did go on there, because if you look at a lot of the stuff that we go through as black people, that man that seen you, that you helped get off that bus, when he sees, like, and whether people like it or not, whether people believe it or not, when black men see a black woman, we tend to calm ourselves down.
Yeah.
We need to, we want to show respect to a black woman, especially in any type of situation. We want to show respect. That's why whenever you see a black man getting upset or getting ready to fight, he's never looking at anybody, especially a black woman, in her eyes. He is yelling outside anywhere else, because once he looks a black woman in their eyes, they lose all power.
That's true.
When you went to go help that dude, when you went to go help him, how did he react when you guys literally made eye contact?
He connected with me instantly, and he was even a little delayed, mentally delayed, and I just said calmly, "Hey, how's it going?" And my actual words were, "Could you please just go with me, and come off the bus so that the bus driver can continue on with his service." And then I said, because I would hate I said this because I would hate for these cops to have to arrest you. So, just come with me. And he said, okay.
And that was it?
Well,
Just like that?
again, so pause. He stood up as if he was getting ready to get off the bus. And then one of the cops kind of lunged at him a little bit. So he kind of got afraid and he sat back down again. But he did get off the bus. They had to kind of pull him off, but it wasn't like anything violent. And then he ended up going with EMS because he hurt his thumb or something. But I know that, like you said, my presence, a lot of what I do with working with the general public is that I'm aware of my presence. I'm aware of my words. I'm aware of just how I am. And I have to walk with confidence. I have to walk with just strength, because not only am I a Black woman, but I also know that, I'm not really protected, in the line of work that I do. So I just have to be smart about what I do. That's why you were like, oh no, you should have never did that. I get it too. But this was literally law enforcement looking at me as a person that they deemed could be more effective than the training that they went to school for, how to shoot a gun, how to tase, how to baton somebody down to the ground. But they knew that my words could help this situation from a Black woman to a Black man. And so I didn't take offense to it. Go ahead, honey.
No. Finish. You took offense?
No, she didn't.
Okay, I heard you say. Okay, sorry. Do you think they would have asked you if you were white?
No.
Do you think they would have asked you if the guy was white?
No.
Okay, that's the thing.
Why
That's
I,
what
said I think the sensitivity training that I mentioned earlier when I asked y'all about it, I think that it is actually working.
It's not.
That's the thing.
I think it is.
Well, in your situation, what happened now is, in your case, I don't like to say. Let me save you some time. I'm not gonna say. I don't like to say it like that, but we caught a break. We were lucky on that one.
Yeah.
They took themselves out of that situation.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that it was good that she was there because she did help out the guy, and it could have turned out a whole different way if it would have been a white bus driver. If it was, like, we never know. So I believe that she, on a personal level, she helped out that guy, and that's like her, actually, that's her good deed of the day. So I'm proud of that, But understand though that the very fact that you guys need training in 2021 to realize that Black people are people is unbelievable. That right there blows my mind away.
Yeah.
That we're still in 2021 and they still saying stuff like the first Black man to whatever. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
At all.
You guys need to understand that sometimes they do things just to claim that they did things.
Right.
You see what I mean? Certain things kind of in the same way that they gave you Obama, really. You wanted a Black face on presidency, you got it. But it doesn't mean, but under Obama, if people remember well, it was under Obama that the whole Trayvon, Mike Brown, Eric Gardner, all these cases came about. It was all under Obama. Like, it's not like it slowed anything down, it didn't change anything concretely. And now this whole training thing and there was a study, by the way. This makes me think there was a study when you mentioned sensitivity training, and this is gonna sound very bad. And you know what? I want to find it now. Now I want to look for it.
Okay. Apparently,
they were observing interactions like down the street, like people walking right, left, and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And it was some sort of how do you say this? It was Social experiment, exactly, right? And they could scan everybody and tell how their brains reacted when they came in contact with other people and stuff, right? Okay. So you'd walk down the street, walk past the mailbox, past the other person, past the dog and stuff like that, right? And what they observed is that, and this is gonna sound so funny, well, so bad, but whatever. They observed that when white people pass by Black people, their brain reaction is the same as if they had passed an inanimate object, basically, like a mailbox.
Really?
They don't see you. Them passing another white person, the way their brains reacted from what they observed, there was a pattern where they acknowledged another person as an individual, but when it was Black people, their brain registered objects. their brain registered inanimate object. Like they're not like. Look, it's obviously has to be. It needs to be dug into. But if you really look at history, not at people, because half my friends are white. Like I have a whole lot of white friends who I love to like forever, you know. But
I
it
want to
doesn't
touch on
change
that.
white supremacy. Okay, okay, great. It doesn't change white supremacy. You know, I have a lot, and I don't talk to them about that because there's just no point. Because I know they're friends with me, not because I'm black or in spite of the fact that I'm black, just because I'm arson. They just like arson. So we friends like we brothers and sisters, you know. So I don't mention that side of my life. But fact of the matter is, there's the individual mentality and there's white supremacy
And
that's still there.
that right there is what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
You
Okay.
have friends who are white.
Yeah.
You don't have white friends. You have friends who are white.
Right.
They're
Right.
your,
Right.
they're
Right.
your
Right.
friends before you see their color. You
Exactly.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
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 So and
Argument. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're my friends before they're white. They're my family members before they're gay. You know what I'm saying? They're this before I see anything else
Yeah.
about them.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. We grew up together. Everything.
then you have white people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is the mentality. That right there is the white supremacy mentality. I'm better than you. That right there is white people.
Yeah.
The people who are white. Two
Yeah.
totally
I see
different
your point.
things.
I never looked at it like that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
two totally
White
different things.
supremacy, white supremacy, in you guys' opinion, is what exactly? Because to me, it's just a white person that thinks that they're supreme over every person that's not white.
It's not
Can you
one
shake
person.
your
It's a
head no?
system. It's a system. It's not one
Exactly.
person. It's an entire system.
It's a system.
Yeah. It's a
Exactly.
system. You see,
How
like
so? Well, you mean like a
it
whole?
could be many things. Like me, I don't know for you, for Mel, I'm Caribbean. I'm really Haitian, right?
Okay.
In my country, there's white supremacy. There's white supremacy all over the world, as a matter of fact, all over the planet, right?
French,
It's a
right? Y'all was
system.
taken over by
Yeah,
the French, colonized by the French, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Correct. We were indeed. So if you go to Haiti right now, a white person will be regarded upon as, you know, higher class, as, you know, more respected, more, you know, a lot like that.
Oh, so
That's just what it is.
y'all run they do the caste system out there also.
The caste, of course, the caste system. As a matter of fact, you see, as much as this is gonna sound crazy, but as much as people complain about slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
People tend to forget that the Arabs also put the
Oh
black
yeah,
people in slavery for a long time,
yeah.
and apparently the conditions under which black people were put by the Arabs were probably even arguably worse than that of the white people.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably worse. Apparently, it was
Arguably,
terrible.
right.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but it was terrible. But here's what I'm getting to. The difference is, though, that white people put a caste system, and that's the thing. That's when we get into the whole white Jesus and stuff like that. That, you know,
You said a
the
caste
difference is
system or what?
caste system, meaning ranks.
Like
You
a
Okay.
know, so
hierarchy.
Gotcha.
hierarchy, exactly. That's the difference. So what they did when they did that, well, they put all the black people at the bottom of any society all
Mm.
over the world, you know? And
Yeah.
it existed already in India, apparently. But whatever, the point is that white people, the white man was always on top, no matter where you go, you know? What's going to represent beauty? You know, it's white, standards
Yeah.
based on the white people, you know? What, like, butterflies, like, she's kind of like more pale. I'm kind of dark, personally. So I'm perceived as, you know,
You're
like the,
beautiful.
thank you. But, you know, so that's what it is. And today, white supremacy, it's not just, it's a lot more than that. It's not just beauty and whatever else. It's like, it's to make
Mm-hmm.
sure who runs all the big corporations and stuff. It's
Yeah.
got to be a certain group of people, you know? Who
Who
controls the work?
owns what? Yep.
Who owns, exactly, who owns what? Like you said before, you would be better off if you could own land, but you don't
Yeah.
own anything. You
No.
know, like so all of that, it all goes together, really. But anyway, y'all
Okay.
can talk.
Well, I've just, in my mind, I just view white supremacy. I add that with the Ku Klux Klan, the Proud Boys, you know, any group of white men that have the objective to hate anything that does not look like them. That's what I've always thought,
Go
because
go
everybody has
go
their own.
further back.
Go
Go
deeper.
further
Go
back.
deeper.
Go further back.
Wow, thank you. Go
Go
deeper
Go
than
further
ahead,
that.
go
back.
ahead, y'all. Help me.
It's
Help
not,
us.
yeah, but these guys, they're just manifestations of, you know, of some of their feelings. They're just out with the feelings. But if I look, this is just me personally, like, you could go back in history, you'll go much further than that. But
Mm-hmm.
even if you look at it today, do you know there are areas in the States where if a black person owns a home and that home gets evaluated for, like, as to, you know, how much it's worth,
It was in
do you know
California.
that was in California?
That was in
You
California.
know,
Yep.
your house's appraisal will be lower if it's a black person that lives there than if it's a white person.
That was in California.
Oh,
As a matter of
wow.
fact, I will put the link, or I'll put it up where it was. But that was in California. It was, the house actually appraised for almost double of what the
There you go.
appraisal. It was appraised
There you go.
one way with the
Oh,
black
wow.
family, and then the black family hired somebody or requested a friend listed, and then it appraised for more.
Way more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but as far as looking back, going back, just look at the history of this country, the
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
of this country itself. Everybody keeps on saying the founding fathers. Okay, who were the founding fathers?
Mm.
They were somebody here in the
First
U.S.
conquerors.
They
When
were,
they came, yeah, there
yeah, they were
was.
somebody here
Yeah.
when they were in the U.S. But who were they when they were back at home? They were the castaways when they were back at home. That's why they left. They were nobodies. They were the ones that were getting kicked out of their own country. They said, "Well, let's go find somewhere else."
Ah, so it's like the French, because I live in Montreal, Quebec. And
Okay.
Quebec is the only French part of Canada, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the Quebecers, they are to the French as what the Americans were to the British. And
Oh.
they were the lowest class of France.
That's exactly who the founding fathers were.
King's daughters, they call them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the prostitutes and stuff like that, you know, all prisoners and stuff like that, you know,
They
the
weren't.
lowest class of the.
Yeah, they weren't anybody when they came over here. They were nobodies that wanted a new land. They said, "Well, we're not getting anything over there, so let's go ahead and go over here and create our own." And that's what they did. They came over here and they created their own with somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more details, of
Yeah,
course, to the whole story,
they
but
created
yeah,
it on
So
somebody else's land.
where did this whole Christopher Columbus discovered America BS come from?
he came across America. He didn't discover. First of all, how do you discover a place where people already live
We're
there?
already
Right,
living here.
right.
How does that make
Shoot
it,
a
like,
flag.
right there, psychologically, they got it. Since we were kids, right there. Let me ask you something. Just know your address. What's the name of the street you live on?
Who?
The name of the street I live on?
Any of you.
Sextus.
Sextus?
Yep.
Because somebody come and say, I 57 Sextus, and say, hey,
Oh
guys, I
no,
just discovered a
not
house.
at
Let's
all.
go.
Not at all.
What the hell? You know, it's like, there's people there. Like, you're going to discover a house, you know, like,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. Columbus was looking for a way to find India. He got lost at sea, and then he landed in an island called Hispaniola, basically, like where Haiti is right now, or Dominican Republic, if you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Columbus didn't have a clue. He was just looking for a way to go to India. He was looking for what? Why are they going to India? For spices and stuff? Is that it?
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
said. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, do they still can they still use them today? Okay, I'm not gonna get there. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, the point is that he went there, and after Columbus went there, he made reports, blah, and then after that came the whole how do you call that part of history, when it was a race, when Europe was like, who's gonna get rich the
Oh.
fastest off of that's called there's a name for that, I'm forgetting the name. But basically, that's why Portugal and all these countries joined in the race, because once they discovered the whole land, they're like, "Yo, we got to get rich off of them." You know, as a matter of fact, the queen, a lot of her money comes from slavery. Like, it was the Africans that they imported there. You know,
The Queen of
sugar,
England?
whatever. The queen of England. Yeah. A lot of her money was
Off of slavery and the backs of slavery, especially the sugar
Sugar,
Actually,
exactly.
actually, where you out there where you're from?
Yeah,
Virginia,
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, Jamaica, I would say Jamaica
Jamaica.
also. Jamaica's it was England, so yeah. Like, but but we did the same thing for us in France. It was the same thing for us in France. So yeah, but the
okay.
Queen got her money from opium, slavery, and something else I don't remember. But a lot of her a lot of her money was from
Yeah,
slavery.
tea and spices.
What?
Tea,
Tea and spices.
spices.
Oh, okay, there you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
No,
I don't know
you
everything.
know something. You know something.
I know. I know a little
Well,
bit about a little bit, but I just want to tell Butterfly that white supremacy is a system. So
the
it's
system.
not just one